I've really been wanting to ask you this question because I agree with you that the court they don't say it like you just said it, but they definitely say those rights are not going to be touched. Those decisions are not going to be touched. They're not at issue here. Abortion, as I said in the opening, is sort of in a class of one for the reason you just stated. But I have to say the dissent's point, right? The dissent was the three liberal jurists, Justice Breyer, Sotomayor, and Kagan. The dissent's point that the court kind of ignores the privacy, the right to privacy and the privacy jurisprudence that led to Roe, that I thought was a fair point. The majority doesn't acknowledge that there was a series of decisions before Roe that Roe was based on, and the majority doesn't really grapple with the fact that none of those decisions, the decision on contraception, on interracial marriage, on gay marriage, those are not going to meet the test of, is this a right firmly established in our traditions and our history either, right? Like there's no history of interracial marriage that could justify. So like their point, the dissent's point is, if you subject these other cases to the test that the majority just subjected Roe and Casey to, they in a just world will fall too. So they say the majority, they may say one thing, but when those cases actually get here, they're going to have to decide another way if they really mean what they said here.
I agree with you, except I would put it a little differently. What the Supreme Court is saying is logic be damned, rationale be damned. We're telling you, ipsy dixit, we're just telling you, we're doing the abortion case. We don't care. Logically, it requires us also to undo the conception cases and undo the interracial marriage cases. We don't care about logic. We're in charge. We are the Supreme Court. We're telling you this case is abortion only. It's pure diktat. It has no logic at all. Justice Thomas gets the best of the logic. If you take away the right of privacy, if you say that's an unenumerated right and that we're not going to recognize that, how do you uphold the right of a married couple? I lived in New Haven in the early 1960s, young married couple. I was not allowed to get birth control before Griswold versus Connecticut because the Catholic Church demanded that all birth control clinics be closed, and they closed all birth control clinics. And so in Griswold, the Supreme Court said privacy. Remember, of course, the word privacy is not in the Constitution. There was no such word in 1793. The word was security. The right of the people to be secure in their persons is a right of privacy. And so I do think that the majority opinion is illogical, that Thomas gets the best of the logical argument, but Americans aren't prepared to undo their right to have birth control. They're not prepared to undo the right of a black man to marry a black woman. It's all political. It has nothing to do with logic.
I agree. So let's spend a minute on Justice Thomas, because he does. I totally agree with what you said. He's against this substantive due process thing. He basically says, you know, if you want these rights, go petition your state legislature for them. It's not a constitutional matter. So people say, he wants his marriage to Ginny Thomas to be undone. She's a white woman. No, it's not that. He'd probably be out there petitioning his state to make sure the interracial marriage stayed legal as a state by state matter. But none of those rights is under a push to be undone. You know, like nobody's trying to undo contraception in 2022 or interracial marriage.
Interracial marriage won't be under a push, but gay marriage will be. I don't think that birth control
I don't think
is
so.
under a push.
The polls show the American people have got behind that.
Say it again.
The polls show that the American people now favor gay marriage. They weren't there necessarily when Obergefell came down, but they're there now. What
they don't favor is abortion at the very end of the pregnancy. I don't favor that either. And but about 70%, 65% of Americans want there to be some right of abortion. They don't favor either extreme. They don't favor stopping abortion in the first couple of weeks. They don't favor banning the morning after pill. And they also don't favor allowing abortion at 8.5 months. So Americans are in the middle. And if the Supreme Court hadn't decided this case now, maybe those impacts could have been felt. Even Senator Rubio said, I can live with 15 weeks. The only people that couldn't live with 15 weeks are people on both sides of the extreme. 15 weeks would have been a good compromise. The Supreme Court could have done that and denied cert for the next 5 or 6 or 8 years. But this was an agenda-driven decision. You know, this decision could have been written the day that Barrett got nominated. Why did they have to wait for a case? They should have just announced, we now have 5 justices to overrule Roe versus Wade. We hereby overrule Roe versus Wade. It doesn't matter. There's no case before us. I don't see that as being so different.
Well, you're not wrong that the conservatives have been itching to undo this jurisprudence since it was passed. They thought it was absolutely baseless. I mean, I don't think they're wrong about that. Now we disagree, but that doesn't mean you're pro-abortion or anti-abortion. It means you think Roe and Casey were wrongly decided. Are the high fuel costs putting a damper on your summer vacation plans? From higher prices at the pump to a jump in airfare, it is getting more expensive to get away for a week. But what if you could soak up those vacation vibes year-round without even having to leave your property? Get a Michael Phelps Swim Spa by Master Spas, and you can do it. Whether you want to stay close to home this summer or just want to extend your break, a Michael Phelps Swim Spa by Master Spas can transform your backyard into an oasis. It combines the benefits of a pool with the therapy of a hot tub. This is going to reinvent your family time. You will love it. Your family will love it. Your friends will love it too. Michael Phelps Swim Spas by Master Spas come in a variety of sizes to complement virtually any yard, even if it's a small backyard. And since it's heated, you can use it year-round in any climate. Michael Phelps Swim Spas are 100% made in the USA by Master Spas. That's the world's largest swim spa manufacturer. Their success is for a reason. Go to masterspas.com, put in the promo code MK to save $1,000 on one of those Michael Phelps Swim Spas or $500 on a Master Spas hot tub. That's masterspas.com, promo code MK. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.